Hello everyone, and welcome to a quick race from Montreal in Canada. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but in case you're unfamiliar, I'm going to start from the back of the grid. I'm going to do a 25% race and see how far I can get up during the race. So as you can see there, I'm in a Mercedes. Thought I'd go for Michael Schumacher, just to make it a bit interesting, as I flip through the setup there. I'll tell you that the Mercedes isn't that fast in F1 2012. Of course, it's last year's game, and they weren't as fast as they are this year, so bit of a challenge. Didn't want to go with something like a McLaren, make it too easy. So, as I said, I'm going to be starting from the back of the grid then. Starting on prime tyres there, going cautious fuel. Starting from the back, I will stay the very first lap behind all of the cars, stay stone dead last, so I can't gain a huge advantage from overtaking 24 cars really in turn 1. So, yes, to make it a little more difficult. And then after, as soon as the first lap is finished, first meter of the second lap, I can start overtaking and will start overtaking. So here we go then. We're on the grid. Not really exciting start, as I said, since I'm going to cruise away and stay at the back. Can go straight to lean. Complete opposite of what I normally do. Try and save some fuel. No sense using the fuel up. So we're cruising. Bit of a strange start. If you saw a Mercedes doing this in the race, wouldn't it? I am recording this before the race at Montreal, so I won't be saying about the result if I want to put this video live. I'm aiming to put it live before the race, but my upload speeds are rather terrible, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be after the race now. But still, I've decided to go for dry, since once again, not sure how the forecast is going to be for the race, but I thought if it's wet, make a change to just have a fully dry race. We've had a few wet races recently, haven't we? At least on my channel. So I thought, change it up a bit, go for a dry race. Yes. So still staying nicely at the back now then. Half around the first lap. So we've got 18 laps to do it then. Fingers crossed. I have done it in the past, we've got to first place. But I think I was in a McLaren before, and also 50% race I believe. So we've gone for a 25% race. As very slow off the exit there, not sure what happened. It's, as I said, I'm now on 25% of Mercedes, a slower car, so we'll see if I can. I think the podium really has got to be a target, not necessarily win. But anyway, we're going to go to Rich now in preparation for this final chicane. We want to be overtaking Pick just as we cross the line. Got all my cars left, so should be able to do it. Actually, already having to back off the throttle a little bit. I've gone for it now. Just look at that. 200ths behind him I was as we crossed the line. It's pretty close, isn't it? So already passed him then, up into 23rd position. Look at the car ahead of me now. In the HRT. I'm using about a third or so of my cars to get up alongside him, and that's him dispatched off. I will do my best to not cut the corners. For some reason I was going really slow, I'm allowed to go right on the outside of him, and that's going to allow me to get past. If I get past, escape from all of the back markers, but no, he's managed to hold it well actually. Actually fantastic defending there from the AI, but I'm going to now go for it. Not going to use any curves. My rich mixture, my greater straight line speed allows me to breeze past. Now that's all the back markers dispatched of. As I was just saying, I'm going to try and not cut too many corners. You can cut the corners quite badly, as we saw in my hot lap video on this trek. But I'll do my best not to do that, to make it a bit more fairer, since the AI don't. But it is fairly tricky to not cut them, to be honest. So we're now a second behind Senna, and already 1.7 behind Kovalainen. So back marker teams really are slow at this track. So here's the rest of my cars now then. I set them on prime tyres. Scheduled to pit. There we go, lap 10. Everyone else I think is scheduled to pit around lap 8. But that will mean I should be slower in theory in this first stint. In the second stint I should be a lot faster. So just working on catching the guys ahead then. Senna in the Williams. 17.7, that was the fastest lap of the race. So that by the purple there in a minute. All that confirmation. There it is. Schumacher fastest lap. And Senna there. I did cut the corner then, but I was almost to avoid him for some reason. I think he tried to defend against me and brake very early. And I had almost no choice but to dive over the curb, to be honest. I just wanted to slam on the brakes. I didn't fancy that. I need to try and make my way through this field, of course. Only in P17 at the moment. So certainly need to start cracking through. Lap 3, so I now go to Rich. Cut the corner, run a bit wide there. Tricky corner, that one. It's quite a nasty curve on the inside that really can push you wide. So interesting corner. So I go on to Rich now, trying to get DRS on the cars ahead. I've outbraked myself slightly, but Webber's run wide. That should slow him down enough to allow me to get DRS. Here we go, and use the rest of my cars. Going to stay on Webber's slipstream, I've decided. Toro Rosso versus Red Bull. And both unfortunately with DRS, I'm probably not going to be able to make any headway at all. We'll see they're alongside each other then. Who's going to win that battle? As it's Vern. I have to dive around in that, and also why they're getting Webber as well. Unexpectedly there. That was close, wasn't it? I had to suddenly swing with DRS open, bear in mind. So suddenly jerk to the right to avoid contact there because they're alongside each other. And yeah, backed out of it. And I think Webber was also trying to defend, so he was also slow. So I managed to get both of them there, but it was very close indeed, wasn't it? But that puts me up to P15 then, as Hulkenberg once again does a similar thing to what Senna did last lap. Takes it very easy, and this time I do a legit move and go on the outside as I now use a bit of curves to go around the inside, now the outside of Ricardo. So making pretty good progress on this lap, aren't I? That puts me up to 13th place. So almost in the points already, only on lap 4, mind you. We are already almost a quarter of the way through this race, so might seem to be making quite a bit of progress, but we're half through the field. But of course we passed all the slow cars. It should get a lot more tricky coming towards the end. So only 6 tenths away from DRS then, so I will get DRS. That's the detection line just there. I'm using all of my cars, no, saving about 100k on my cars, no, decided to use it in the end to try and get past him. The gear ratios aren't the longest, but they're not too short either. He squeezes me there, but I get alongside him, he has to give me room, and there we go, backs out of it, and there's contact there. Look at that, debris flying absolutely everywhere. Not sure what happened, but I did wind up cutting the curb, but more because I saw was going on ahead of me and kind of panicked really. Didn't want to fly into the back of him and lose my front wing, so I accidentally shifted out the first gear there and got the first corner as well. But yeah, there we go, that gifted me another place, up to 11th then, very nearly in the points now. But these cars are getting faster and faster, the AI cars that I'm against. Faster and faster the further up the field I go. Cars are getting better, the drivers are getting better. So it's becoming more and more of a challenge to get past them and be faster than them. We're 7 tenths behind Kobayashi now, so I should get DRS on the next lap. This lap rather. So 7 tenths up on my previous lap. Purple fastest of anyone first sector. Let's see if I can go fastest lap then. Not been the fastest so far, I don't think, overall, these opening couple of laps. So as you see, there's quite a big gap for the leaders. Quite a big gap indeed. Now only 6 tenths behind Kobayashi, so there we go. You won't get DRS, this car in front is too far ahead, but I will. Using 100k of my cars once again for the exit of this chicane, as I won't be able to get past him. Look how far ahead he's got there. Fantastic exit from him. Even if he used all of his curves, it's still fantastic. Not sure how I'm losing so much there, but there we go. Come around the final chicane now then. Can use the rest of my curves. Here we go, in his slipstream. It's going to be pretty tight when we get to the first corner. I've gone on the outside, as once again he squeezes me there, but he breaks too cautiously. Trying to defend. But there we go, 16.0 then, fastest lap of the race. By quite some margin actually, I believe. 16.5 was the previous best, could be wrong. So certainly faster than anyone ahead, which is good. Needs to be doing that. Needs to be closing in, even though I'm overtaking, needs to be closing in the leaders bit by bit. So further 6 tenths up first sector. Wow, that's a lot of time. So that, in theory, being a 15.4, wouldn't it? If I manage to continue that for the rest of the lap, we'll see if I can manage it. Because I've nailed that chicane nicely. Master's in front now, I'm on rich mixture. Trying to get nice and close to him. I'm not 8 tenths up, so 15.2 on 4. Wow, that's a seriously quick lap. So let's hope we'll get DRS. So I suppose I've decided now to not use quite so much curves on this back straight. So if DRS should get me close enough to them that I can then hopefully overtake them on the next straight where they don't seem to really use any curves, and I can get a big advantage. They tend to get quite a bad exit as well. So I nailed that chicane nicely as they get half decent exit, but I've got a bit of curves and that should allow me to gain. Here we go then. This should be a fast lap of the race by quite some margin. It is indeed 9 tenths up, 15.1. So there's a big train there. I'm going to go up the inside of Massa then, and have a look at the inside of Rosberg. We shut the door, but he's run wide, so that's going to allow me through. Yes, I do get a good enough exit to allow me through. So not sure why, but they're all slowing each other up. But that puts him up to 8th place now, so well inside the points. And Maldonado ahead then, using a bit of curves to get nice and close to him. Probably going to dive up the inside now. Here I go. Yes, I do. I'll break him, and if I get all slowed down, which I can just about do. Didn't quite manage to hold the apex as I would like to, but still managed to get on the corner and get ahead of him. 800ths then. Presumably that was behind Maldonado as we crossed the line. So all on the inside wheel there. I'm having to go over the curb. Need to stop doing that. It's not the fastest way around the corner. I might be corner cutting, but it's certainly not the fastest way around that corner. So now 800ths behind Kimi then. Ahead. which means I will get DRS, but probably not be able to overtake him as we've seen in the previous laps. Half my curves left though, I'm going to save that for the next straight. Going to be nowhere near close enough to be able to overtake him. Look at that, miles away. In fact, more likely to get overtaken by Maldonado behind me, to be honest, but that won't be happening. So I'll take a stabs at turning for that corner, but now using my curves then. Not going to be overtaken once again, but going to get a lot closer then. It's two Lotus drivers, what looks a bit, Raikkonen and Grosjean.
The car behind is running
just
on
ahead.
the option tyre, they have the advantage.
Here we go then. Very close indeed now. Just a couple of tenths back. 1.1 down actually on my previous lap. It's not a great lap, but lap 8 now of 18. So it's like once again going the outside of Kimi there. He does a similar thing. Looks like more or less a glitch with the eye, to be honest. They defend too heavily and have to brake too early to that corner. So it's easy to dive on the outside, even on the inside of them, just because they brake so early. Still though, less than a second now behind Grosjean. So hopefully I'll be getting DRS behind him and able to overtake him. As we approach the halfway distance of this race, I'm now in 6th place. So I'm 3/4 of the way through the field, at the halfway distance, but look at the little gap to the guys ahead. I suspect people will be pitting very soon. 7 tenths now to Grosjean, 6 tenths to Raikkonen behind, so I'm pretty much in a sandwich, but that's okay because Grosjean won't get DRS ahead of me. Still saving half my curves once again. Let DRS just to close him in. On the next straight, we'll be hopefully overtaking him with my curves. So definitely closing him right down then, a lot closer than I was to Kimi last lap. Here we go then. Yes, it's going to be easy in slipstream and curves. Here we go. Breeze past him, he's on to standard fuel, didn't even use all the fuel. Looks like a few guys are pitted though, as I said, lap 8 for the option starters. Hamilton ahead, 4.4 ahead. He hasn't pitted yet clearly, not sure who's in the lead of the race actually. But Hamilton hasn't pitted yet, so we'll see. If I can close him down, it'll be a good sign. I might be able to jump a few of them in the pits, depends if they got held up or not. 3.9, so half a second first sector alone. Did find in practice, I did do a bit of practice for the race so I could get used to this Mercedes. Did find in practice that I was a lot quicker than them. In fact, in practice was a second quicker than them in the first sector, but I lost pretty much all of it in the second sector, so a bit of a strange one. Not sure if that was because I was practicing or what, but certainly seems to be a very good pace in the first sector. And let's see, 4 seconds, so lost a tenth or so middle sector, but that's not too bad. Still 4 tenths up overall in this lap so far. It's looking good. I'm only on standard fuel as well. Got 2 laps spare. I'm now going to go to Rich. All this back straight. It's giving me nice speed. You can see down the right side, lap 10 is when I'm scheduled to pit. So that's when I will pit. I'll rejoin 6th or 7th, somewhere on there. According to the display on the right side, now down to 6th. So I managed to nail the chicane nicely. So a few guys behind me are pitting then. That should allow me to come out ahead of them. We'll see that rejoin go down when they exit the pits. Let's see. 7 to 11th at the moment, that's a big range, isn't it? But always people look at it on the minimap. Everyone's coming into the pits. Wait for it to settle down a little bit. It's starting to go down again now. 5th, 4th, 5th, 4th. So 4th place would be good. Is that where I came out? I think 4th was where I came out, wasn't it? Rather where I was before I ever pitted. Pushing very hard now indeed. Only on standard fuel, but pushing hard. I know this is where I need to make the gap up to the guys ahead. I should look at the minimap. 1st, 2nd, 3rd. I should be able to come out just behind 4th place guy, hopefully. 4th to 5th, so maybe not 3rd to 4th now though. It's all over the shop. But hopefully I can come out at least between 3rd place and 4th place guys. It's a big pack look behind the 4th place guy, who presumably still Grosjean. So that's where I need to come out in that gap, and then I can then start making some progress on the guys ahead. Going to use the rest of my curves then, 3rd to 4th, so I might even be able to come out ahead of 3rd place guy, who I think is Button. Using Rich for this back straight then. Can full throttle into this pit entry, but I won't be doing that. Means more there.
Options confirmed for your
so
next
that I would have in theory got to slow down, because this game you can full throttle into the pits and it will slow you down within a case of about 10 meters, right down from 200 miles an hour to 60 miles an hour, so pretty unrealistic. So again, thought I wouldn't gain that advantage over the AI. I don't want to gain too many legal advantages if I can help it. Here we go then. So Vettel's past me, Hamilton's past me, but Button's just coming past me now. Don't quite get to see him on my screen, but does that allow me to get around the exit here, taking it very cautiously. Don't want to be crossing the line or anything silly. A bit marbles on my tyres there, and yes, I'm ahead of Button. Up to 3rd place then, so lap 11 of 18, and I'm already up to 3rd place. Hamilton just ahead, but Vettel was a little way ahead there, so I'm hoping I'll have the pace over these guys. Should do, I've got the fasting tyres, but the slower car, so we'll see. Only half a second behind Hamilton now then. Just trying to keep it at pace even with these cold tyres. Hopefully get DRS at the end of this lap. If I can. gap looks like. Clunking over the curbs, looks like it's about the same. Maybe a little bit more if anything. That's okay. All I need is DRS. Let's see. Yeah, 6/10. I was right, a little bit more. It's okay. Ooh, I've run a bit wide there, but I should still get DRS hopefully. Fingers crossed. Using half my curves there. DRS is open now. Button should be too far back to overtake me behind. Hopefully, yes, he is. Getting on Hamilton all the while with DRS. Of course, he hasn't got it. He's too far away from Vettel ahead. He's coming in the final chicane now. Then he runs a bit wide. I use my curves. He's going to put me very close to him indeed. Come the first corner. Let's see. Probably not quite close enough, unfortunately. Have a look, but oh, have a slightly inside. I had to try and avoid contact with him there. I wound up running wide a little bit. Just thought about undercutting him, but actually wound up understeering in that corner. I'm very close behind him now, indeed. I think I might go the inside, but no. And oh, he's dived across the track last second. And we'll let him back past, really.
Okay, it looks like the car ahead is
what the previous drivers has done. Brake too early, but he was on the outside, implying he wasn't going to. So I decided to dive back in, take the racing line, but then he suddenly decided to go the inside of the track, so almost hit him, but managed to avoid it just about. So a 10th behind him as we crossed the last line then, so stay nice and close to him, should be able to get him, overtake him either on DRS or on the next straight. On this lap, look how close I am behind him, very closely indeed, getting DRS nicely, slipstream rather. He's now going to try and go on the outside of him, but no, not going to manage that. So you'd undercut him, then come into the corners. Button's got the inside of me there, Button, and there's a bit of contact, but not too much. And as we know, and I get a penalty. Good. Okay. That was causing a collision, so that must have been a penalty. I'm having a go at me now, I won't be having that. So I'm going to have a drive-through penalty then, since I run full rules on offline mode. But yes, that was Button's fault really, wasn't it? I'm now angry, going to be using all my curves to fly past Hamilton, need to really push now. Going to cost me about 10 seconds or so. With the drive-through penalty, I'm ordered 3.5 behind Vettel. And yes, as I said, so tried to undercut Hamilton, Button decided to stick his nose up the inside there where he's never going to be able to get past. I used pretty much all the track, I could have gone slightly over. But yes, I don't really know what Button planned there, to be honest. Unfair penalty in my opinion, that was a racing incident, it's not like he spun or anything. I think the game thought I rather blocked him really. But you know, then the move was never on, was it? So, a bit disappointing. But that's not going to sway me, that's just going to make me push to the absolute limit now. And actually, I have at this point decided that I'm going to start cutting a few corners. Nothing major, but I'm going to be less worried about the track's limits. Particularly on the first chicane, I'll show you this lap.
Try and close the gap to the car ahead.
I figure it's only fair. I can't undo that penalty now, so I'm going to have to effectively undo it myself by cutting a few corners. That sounds fair to me. If I can't have a penalty, then I will play the game unfairly to earn it back. More or less. I can't really earn 10 seconds back without doing huge cuts. You can see I'm taking that chicane much more aggressively now. Here we go, I'm on Rich then. Closing in massively on Vettel and pulled out a huge gap to Hamilton behind me there. Bearing in mind, I overtook him on the last lap. And already 2 seconds ahead of me. So you get 3 laps then to serve your drive-through penalty, so we'll have to serve at the end of this lap. I'm only 1.8 behind Vettel now. I'd like to ideally catch him up and slow him down a bit. So I cut the corner there, you saw. I'd like to slow him down a bit, not too badly, but enough. So I'm at 14.5, so you can see I'm really pushing and I'm up again. So I don't want to purposely slow him down, but I do want to be battling with him just so he is going slower. There's a 3-second gap between him and Hamilton. Because I think I'll be able to get Hamilton again, to be honest, but Vettel might be a bit of a push. There is only 4 laps left to go at the end of this lap. So not a lot towards. I'm very close behind Vettel now. That will at least give me DRS. That'll be good. So yes, very close indeed behind Vettel. So this would be for the win. Or for the lead, rather, which would obviously turn into the win. As I'm now 2 tenths up. So it would have been a fast lap of the race, but unfortunately, I'm going to have to come into the pits at the end of this lap. So stay nice and close behind me now. We'll get DRS as well. Here we go. I'm going to stick to the outside because I have to dive into the pits, of course. There we go, then that's where it's dispatched off. That would have been for the lead of the race, but unfortunately, I'm now having to go into the pits and serve my drive-through. It's a quite short pit lane though, so it should be okay. 62 miles an hour, you can see 100 kilometers now that is in the pits. As you heard there, Hamilton and Button unfortunately flying past me. And someone else having a look. Who's that? Alonso. Here he is, look, you can see on the right hand side there, he's having a go. If I can get past him. Let's see, lots of marbles on my tyres there, and yes, I'm past him. So that's good, but now the 2 McLarens ahead. I'm going to have to push very hard just to catch them, let alone overtake them, and then consider moving on for Vettel after that, but a bit of a gap, so I think 2nd place is probably my target now, but that's not going to stop me pushing like crazy. I'm on Rich Mixture. Pushing very, very hard indeed. Absolute limits here. Trying to find up this track and of this car.
Looks like the car ahead is trying to
Only
create
3
the
laps
gap.
to go after this lap.
Full revs, maximum power.
Is that right? 16, 17, 18, that's right. So 3 laps to go at the end of this lap, so not long at all. So I won't get DRS this lap, so
We might
potentially
need to think
3
about
more
moving
DRS
to
zones,
fuel
and that's
mix
it.
mode 2 in the next few laps.
It's not a lot, is it? It's only 1.6 now. 9 button. It's very close. I'm now going to optimal fuel, unfortunately, so I won't be able to run rich to the end. So I'm now going to employ a strategy whereby I will run rich on these back straights, this back straight and this start finish straight. And then I will run standard in the middle part of the lap in order to make sure I've got enough fuel to get to the end, but still be very quick down these straights. There we go then. There we go, flicking to standard.
We've only got a few laps left
So I
to
managed
pass
a
this guy,
15.1
so
a
if you're
spike
going to
coming
do
out the
it,
pits at
it
the end of
needs
this
to be
lap.
soon.
That was an amazing lap. Wow. It's only 6/10 off my previous best, despite the fact I came out of the pits. Just once again you see me heavily corner cutting there, but as I said, that's to justify my unfair penalty. Here we go then, nice and close behind button. Oh, as I don't actually outbrake myself, that's just how early button's braking. That's close, wasn't it? Almost hit him off. Don't want to get another penalty now, of course. I'm going to very close behind him now, going to go for an overtake. He's gone to the inside of the defender. I'm going to outbrake him on the outside there and turn in. Just about managed to get the move done. Wow, that was a good manoeuvre, wasn't it? Fantastic there. So I completely dove around the outside. I thought he was going to do that, brake a bit early, so I thought, right, let's just go for it on the outside then. Not press the button since he's the one that's caused me to have this penalty, but that means I can have a go at Hamilton now, hopefully with DRS. I'm using all of my curves to try and get close to him. I'm still not going to be close enough, am I, though, with this DRS? Or am I getting on him massively here? But no, it's just not enough straight quite. Have a look, but no. It's okay, bounce over the curves, get a good exit. Here we go, this should be easy. There we go, didn't even need curves. And I pass Hamilton. Is that Vettel ahead, or is it the car ahead that? 3.2, I think it must be Vettel ahead. Yes, it's a Red Bull, so Vettel must have lost time to Hamilton there, so that certainly helped. Lost about a second. So the fastest lap there, 14.0. As I said, I've taken absolutely no prisoners on this lap. Really pushing it to the limits. Not mucking about at all. So Vettel ahead then. 2 more laps to go, including this one. I'm 1.3 behind him. I should hopefully be able to do it, but it's going to be close if I can get DRS in this lap. I think it'd be a lot more likely. If I can't manage DRS, then perhaps not, but we'll see. Pushing very hard now. It's going to be very tight to get in DRS or not. Absolutely thrashing the curbs then, pushing very hard, only on standard fuel now then, as I said, trying to save some fuel for the final lap. To make sure I don't run out and I can run to rich and hopefully overtake him easy at 1.1, and I'm probably not going to get DRS. No, doubt very much I'm going to get DRS, we'll see, but be surprised and I go to rich. No DRS unfortunately, but that's okay. There will be a bit of traffic as well that should slow Vettel up a little bit. Probably a HRT, no doubt. Ahead there. But I'm certainly closing in now, probably. And a bit of curves as well, and a bit of slipstream, so I should be inside a second to cross the line. Well inside, for half a second? Yeah, half a second. So it is indeed a HRT, how did I know? And we'll get a bit of understeer there. I expected to bite into the track a little bit more there, as the traffic's in the way, and I didn't want to make it too easy by flying on the outside of him there while he had traffic. So and I will also back up throttle here, don't want to dive inside of him now. And once again I've gained with the traffic, so but now it's all fair. I'm taking no prisoners now as I run a little bit wide though. It's cost me time. Could be pushing very hard. As I said, for the final, this is the final lap. Half around the final lap, I'm only going to get 1 more DRS zone as I clogged the curb there. Just not managed to get away with it though, so I'm pretty close behind him now, still only on standard fuel for now. We'll go to Rich then for this final back straight. This is for the win of the race then, to go from 24th all the way to 1st in a 25% race. Only 3 tenths behind him now then. On standard, I'll be going to Rich very soon, I should presume. I've still got most of my curves left. So I'm not going to Rich now, I've gone to Rich. As I'm still a long way back, but I'm saving the vast majority of my curves there. To get him hopefully on the next straight, closing in massively now. Here we go then. Not going to be close enough to overtake him on this straight. As, I get a bit of lag there, that puts me off massively. So I do, there we go, wind up clunking over the curb. It rather obstructed my flow, but here we go then. Should be able to do him, hopefully. Got Rich position then and curves. Overtaking on the final run to the straight. There we go, even shifted up to 7th gear. That was an accident, I must admit. So I had less power there. And there we go, position change. Gained 23 positions. Started absolutely stone cold last. And winded up winning the race. As I said, just 25% distance, not far at all. And in certainly not the fastest car. And we'll see that Michael Schumacher celebrating the win Be a fantastic result, wouldn't it? I shouldn't think Grosjean is going to be able to do the same in the race that isn't on yet. As I said, commentating this before the race, the Montreal race. But we'll have to wait and see. So there we go. That is how it's done. More congratulations there. But anyway, thanks for watching. Bye bye.